Environmental storytelling in games is one of the most powerful ways to make a game world or an environment feel grounded. Even heavily fictional worlds benefit from this, aided of course by the suspension of disbelief. The ability to tell a story on visuals alone is remarkable. I can think of games across many genres that stand out in this regard, and while some titles shine more than others, attention to detail should always be praised. I've always been fascinated with level and asset creation. Being able to go into a section of a game and tell stories through many environments, or just adding small details that make its setting more believable, amazes me. At one point in time, I wanted to be the very person making those choices in games, but YouTube is the next best thing, as I can openly talk about subjects that interest me and hopefully many others. Today I'll be talking about the small details that make Callisto Protocol more grounded. While it is a cold, cramped prison on a desolate moon, there are quite a few details that I found fascinating, so let's get into it. Alright, as we assume control of Jacob here, we can see that we're on his ship, the UJC Charon, and we're just going to be looking around here. I really like the set dressing here with the seats, so the ship is able to carry more passengers. The cockpit isn't anything too special. You can see a lot of sci-fi clutter here. Not a lot of it makes a whole lot of sense. Obviously you have the pilot controls, but I do love the small detail of his chair rocking back and forth. It's not set in one spot. I think that's super cool. So when they hit turbulence or something, they're going to have a lot of movement. Alright, we're walking back to the, looks like their crew's quarters. Yeah, so we got, I'm guessing Jacob's room here. There's really cool details. Like I love, we just picked up an audio log there, but I love like the cola in there. That's super interesting. His bed is messy. You can actually see a picture of Earth in the background, so it is confirmed that Earth is still a thing here in this universe. And even small details, like you can see paperwork in that filing bin and a coffee mug there, and we're approaching the kitchen right now. This is super cool. I love this detail. Look, the light automatically shuts off. So there's sensors here to show when people are coming up to the kitchen. You have like a coffee maker, a sink, there's a nice plant, you have actually another coffee maker. Look at this note. Write what you need. You can read that. There's a pen there. Just small details like this, I just absolutely adore. So we're walking around what looks like a gathering table here where you can sit and eat or just talk, relax. It actually looks like they were playing poker. They got a bag of chips, it looks like there. Maybe like a lunchbox. And then on there you can see that they can read the ship's vitals and sensors there. Look at that. Awesome attention to detail. I'm not sure why the lighting in the toilet is purple, but like you can see the tube of toothpaste that's been squeezed out. You can see the bar of soap in the sink, so they actively use that, and the crumpled up toilet paper roll. When we're going over here, this looks like another chill spot. You got headphones so you can listen to music. You actually have the user manual for the UJC Charon. I love that. And another note here, what does that say? I'll be back soon. So you can see that, you know, they've lived on this ship a while. They've been doing this a while. They're familiar with the inside, and they're familiar with each other, leaving notes and everything. So maybe Jacob's gone on shore leave or whatever else. All this stuff is super cool. I'm just a nerd, so maybe a lot of people don't like this stuff, but I love it. Alright, listen to this.
Come on, Max. You gotta stack these right.
I love that he says what he says here, because this is just a tutorial to show you how to vault over stuff, but they make it feel organic by him blaming his pilot up there, Max, for not stacking them right. Of course, you have the cargo here. That's all fine and dandy, but what comes up next is something that I really like. Now, coming up here, this is just a small little reference. It's not really attention to detail, but I love right here, this hallway is a reference to Alien. I'll put a picture up of the hallways in the Nostromo in the first Alien movie, but this is straight out of that, and it just looks absolutely incredible with this lighting. You can see all the cords and everything there, the floor grates, the walls are all dirty. Just, they did a great job with the set dressing in this game. So we have the inside of Jacob's cell right now, and I guess they assigned 2 people to a cell, which makes sense. So there's quite a bit of room in this cell, which I'm surprised about. But I like that there's like magazines thrown around, a note crumpled up. Not sure why they're in here. Maybe they just don't clean because they don't care about how the prison is run. But I also like you have amenities there, like a sink and a toilet. And I think that just proves that like prisoners here are not really ever let out of their cells unless the prison needs something from them. And that is a harsh reality, and I think it paints a bleak picture of the prison. Now, I love like the particle effects going on here. I think it's really cool. You can see the robot on fire. It's not having a good time at all. but I love like the ambers and ashes floating in the sky. I think that's really cool. Also, you can see that there's a lot of stuff going on in the prison. It doesn't just pertain to you, everybody's having a bad time. Alright, we're coming up on this cell. I also really like this detail. The outbreak is just starting, people are not yet fully infected, and these two are struggling. They're both coughing, not having a good time. Nothing too crazy, but it adds to the immersion, it adds to the world. You're not the only one affected in this place. Alright, I actually found this. I just killed that guy. I actually found this on my second playthrough. This isn't just a static animation. He's actually following where I go. There's nothing, like I said before, it's nothing too crazy, but that stuff just adds to the world. I really like that stuff. I love the way this hallway looks. It looks so incredible. We're actually in the isolation ward right now, and you can see, yeah, livable conditions down here. Look at the dirt, the filth on the walls. But also, when's the last time this cell was cleaned? Like, look at the toilet. You have a dirty rag there on the bed. You have some toothpaste and stuff in that cup. But look at that. That's just disgusting. How much toilet paper does this guy need? Makes me believe maybe that they don't fully supply people with a lot of that stuff, so he's just hoarding all of his assets. Maybe he got them through commissary. Not really sure. Alright, here's another awesome little detail that I found on my second playthrough. I missed this the first time around, but as you can see, there's pants and there's a jacket here. And we're going to walk up on what looks like a bloody massacre. As you can see, he doesn't have a yellow jacket on, meaning that that jacket up there, he stripped off. Maybe he got into a battle with this robot, this security bot. And yeah, it did not end well for him. Let's just say that. So this hallway here stands out to me. We can actually see there's notes posted up on the walls. These, you know, you'd see these in like any factory. I've seen a lot of these in the factories I've worked in. They're work posters that are supposed to inspire like motivation, but there's also like notes saying like right here you have privileges, and you can just read all of this. Like, you are entitled to food, clothing, shelter, and medical attention. Anything else you'll receive is a privilege. I love this stuff. I don't know if they'd be transporting a lot of prisoners through here, but either way, that attention to detail is super awesome. And there's also another note across the way. Maximum security installation. All inmates, visitors, and staff are subject to constant monitoring. So it's just letting you know that you're a prisoner here. You're not free. You cannot do whatever you want. I feel like this room also tells a story. I really like the set dressing here. Maybe they brought inmates in here for processing or questioning. And then you have on the job safety, first priority, 273 days since last incident. Well, we know that that's a lie because this place is just a friggin' mess. But you can see all the little binders and books on the shelf there. You have someone that was doing paperwork here. And then I found another little detail that I've never seen before. Pills on the table, so I don't know if these are sleep pills, if they're antidepressants. Not sure if this was an employee sitting at this desk that was utilizing these when the outbreak began and maybe they rushed and didn't realize. Maybe these are illegal substances that they shouldn't have. Maybe they're spreading their way through the prison. Who knows? Either way, it's up to you to decide, but it's just so cool to see these little details. This is a cool room. I actually think this lends a lot to the fact that this is a prison. You're supposed to feel depressed, it's dark, it's lonely, it's cold, and I think this embodies it. Look at these chairs. Look at these chairs. Who is comfortable sitting in these goddamn brick chairs? They're like, they must weigh like 45 pounds. They just look so uncomfortable, and they even have computers built into them so employees can do work while sitting there. I would not want to sit in one of those if I was an employee here. This is another room that I found really interesting. It's in the maximum security. It's called the Shoe, and this is the control room, and I love this. Is just a hulking mass of machinery to keep these inmates in isolated pods. And it just looks like it's that. Like, there's a huge fan down there. There's all the wires suspended down in that little spiral stairwell. You can see that this is just a giant machine made for housing the worst of the worst. It really makes you think that just the absolute worst inmates are in here. Those are just some of the cool little details that I found in the environmental storytelling of Callisto. There's not a metric ton of them, but there's small little things that make you feel like the world is real and that people actually live here and do what they do. I love the little details on Jacob's ship, the UJC Charon, them having cruise quarters, headphones, the manual out on there, all that stuff builds a believable setting. They've been on this ship for a while, and maybe Jacob or Max is fixing it, and they have to use that manual. As the game goes on, these occurrences are less and less, but there's always small things that pop up that really intrigue me. Maybe some people don't look into a game's art direction and their assets all as much as I do, but I just find them so fascinating that someone went in there with their own time, their own hands, and just put all these little details in the environment to make it feel more real. So let me know if this is something that intrigues you, because I'll definitely do more of these videos. Let me know if you found any details that I missed that you think are just absolutely awesome, that tell a story that maybe I haven't found yet. So that's going to end it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.